everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and I got a couple things to vent out. Nothing in particular to any particular person or group, but I'm just, well, at least not to a group individuals specifically. More or less just frustrations. I just gotta get this on my chest because this is bothering me, okay? I went to my doctor today because I have to go every 3 months. And every time I go into the doctor's, he's always finding more wrong with me. I swear to God. First thing it's like, oh, well, your weight's is pretty high. Oh, I know that. That's, second thing is, but good news is you can ease up on the vitamin D because right now you got a little bit too much vitamin D. That's good news. Your good cholesterol is low, but your bad cholesterol is normal. No different. It's always been that way. Then he says to me, because of one blood test. Oh, yeah, by the way, your blood sugar is a little high at 116 milligrams per deciliter. Excuse me? You're going to call me a predisposed diabetic because my blood sugar is high in one test? And that's I think that's kind of a false flag, firstly. Oh, and now you want me to take diabetic medication to control possibly what may not be a regular occurrence? He said, well, and then Lumi got mad at him and she really ripped him an asshole. She said, I'll say it, and I know I did not rip him an asshole, okay? I told him, he said, look, Michelle has done everything she can over and over again, above and beyond. Now, she's already taking several prescription medications, several over-the-counter medications, and now you want to throw another prescription medication on top of what she's already taking. How is she supposed to keep affording to pay all this when she does not have Section 8 anymore? You're actually expecting her to keep paying out of her pocket more and more money that she doesn't have. He says, well, diabetes is not a funny thing. It's not a joke. I told him, I said, Michelle has a girlfriend that has diabetes. Thank you very much. We know that. We know it's not a joke. We know it's not nothing laughable. No one's laughing. We're just saying is it seems to me that you doctors in general are doing this to people. Making us pay more money than we have is not going to help with the needs of the medical group to come in here. We come in here, we hope to God that we're going to stay healthy. Michelle's cats have gotten fat too. Michelle is concerned about Rusty because this cat has become a big, overweight cat with muscles and a layer of flab. Okay? Same thing with Fame. The problem is his Fame is always kind of a little bit flabby anyway. So Michelle is well aware that, you tell her that she needs to control her intake, and she goes through and she tries to avoid eating as much junk food and stuff like that. And she says, but Lomi, he said to me, he says, don't you understand? It's not the fact is what she eats necessarily. It's how much she eats. Now, if Michelle's, like you said, is eating a huge kettle of popcorn by herself, that means that she's eating all those carbohydrates. And that's why I chirped and I said, but that helps my digestive system stay regular. See, what it comes down to is that it seems that I can't win. If I eat the right food, I can't afford it. Okay, if I eat the wrong food that I can afford, then I blimp up. Then now, of course, the medical doctors are like, always trying to read another piece of paper. Oh, try this medication. Try that medication. I've taken 5, maybe 6 prescriptions for OTCs, medications. How much more can I afford to take before financially I don't have the resources to do it? That's the problem that makes me so irked up, upset. It's not that I don't want to stay healthy. Far from it, I do. The problem is if I can't afford to stay healthy, then who am I supposed to blame if the money's not there? I have no answer to all this. Because of a reason that's out of my control, when I was in the Yellow House, I somehow didn't pay one of my electric bills in the Yellow House for one of the months. I was for this apartment here. And I'm actually $100 and something, $106 that I have to pay. And I'm going to work on paying it one way or another. I'm like 1 month behind. I got to pay that. And at the same time, the little kid in me is screaming, no, I don't want to do that. But the wise woman in me is saying is, you got to. Because if you don't be responsible, then it just shows, how can you tell your audience to be responsible when you yourself can't live up to your own commitments? And it's hard. I hate it. I hate going through this every single month of my life, where I have to keep fighting an inner battle between the little child in me and the old woman in me. And I'm not talking about women. Thank you. Because I'm sure you got your own battles. I got my own. I'm trying to say is guys, that look, I just want to enjoy some of the pleasures of that I have been depriving myself of year after year after year after year. Maybe I will. I don't know. But that's something that I want to get into eventually. I got some good news, though, and it's still tentative. I'm going to drop it off. I'm going to tell you about it anyway, because it may or may not work out. It's still tentative. It's still very likely, but it's still nip and tuck. And that is that John Lachire, T-Mobile, his office has contacted me and to my request of wanting to have an interview of John Lachire here on this program. We are in the discussion stage now to see if we can make this happen. I can't give you a day or time or when or how it's going to be done. I don't know that yet. But it's certainly a start. At least they realize that I am trying to be sincere as an interviewer in having him on my program. So, yeah. By the way, there's been a discussion about the Binge On program on T-Mobile. I forgot to mention Data Stash. Could Data Stash be what it takes to get it so that we can go ahead and do YouTube videos on T-Mobile and send the Frontier packing? Well, I already mentioned to you that there is good and bad with the idea. And each individual, as I said in that video, which has 13 watchers, I'd like to see more, because I really worked hard on that video. That one of the things is that we need to do is get more people watching the video. I'm going to be, for the time being, I'm going to be putting the lights on the camera back in the other room, because with only 2 working light sources up here, there's just not enough light to give it consistent lighting for the multimedia studio. We've had a lot of trouble with it already, with the lighting or lack of lighting, and that makes it really hard for videos. Videos need light, honey. They can't be done in the dark. Okay, it's because they just need light. So we are going to have to consider putting the using the other studio for now, because the multimedia studio is just too difficult to provide consistent lighting. Now, if we do have the meeting with John Legier, I really would rather use the informal studio anyway, because the informal studio is going to make it easier and more comfortable for John and me to be able to talk, because I'm sure that we might even want to have some of you guys calling in as well. The studio here has been a good studio, but it's just not really exactly what I was looking for. What are you doing, Kat? Yeah, I know you care. And I personally, I'm just going to test here right now, is that the studio room here is, it's great for some things, but unfortunately enough, for the things, this formal studio, which still looks like a junk room, is really not very productive for me. It's kind of nice to kind of keep it informal and stuff like that, but it's just not what I want for video work. I like the other studio because I think the other studio is much more emotionally comforting, and I got the same Pepto-Bismols in here, but I think what makes it different is that we have that couch, and that we have a little coffee table, and then it has a little phone on it, so that we can make see phone calls and stuff, and so that's what I'm doing. Now, we want to talk to you today also about something that's to do with the studio. I need more lights, fixtures. I got to get down to Lowe's. I have to, sooner or later. And I have to pick up at least one more Baco light fixture. And I got one more CFL. I got one more of those 300 watt bulbs, the PS30 bulbs, pure PS25s. And so I gotta pick up another one as a spare, and then we can start. Maybe we can come back in here. Now we talked about the new LED floodlights, possibly to try to replace these lights here. I might consider trying that as well in the near future. But for the time being, that's something that I'm going to be working on. So I guess that's it for now. I just wanted to let you know those things, and just tell you that I'm not at all confident, given the situations that I'm going through, is that my medical doctor's prognosis is correct. I think there are some potential errors that need to be addressed. After all, taking a single snapshot with a person's blood work, you're not really getting the blood work constantly all the time during the day. So, but yes, I agree with him that, like Lumi said the same thing. That diabetes is serious. Yes, but the thing is, one blood result does not make it diabetes. No, it doesn't. It just means that one person's blood sugar was up to 160 milligrams per deciliter I can understand him's concern as a medical professional, but I also have to say is that somehow, what happens if you were just getting out of bed, as I did, and you went down there and you didn't eat all day, and I fast, I put my gut to sleep about, 6 o'clock, or 7 o'clock that night, and I'm technically, well, yeah, but even then, wouldn't your blood sugar be lower because you weren't eating after? I would think so, but I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't say. Right, that's what we're talking about. Oh, yes, by the way, I did show you this shirt. And T-Mobile said that, another T-Mobile department said that they're going to send me possibly one more of these. So I'm going to be giving one of these away. And I have an idea who I'm giving it to. Dory could probably benefit from a t-shirt like this. Oh yeah, Dory would love it. I know Dory would love it. The problem is that they said they weren't sure if they're going to send me a 2X or 3X. This is a 3X, which fits me fine. Sorry. You know what they need to do? What? They need to make a sweatshirt version. A sweatshirt version. Yeah. Magenta T-Mobile sweatshirt. Oh. Yeah. Why not? Well, that'd be cool. That would be cool. Alright, guys, look. So, like I said, we're going to be migrating the studio work over to the other room for now, until we can afford to get a second or third light fixture in here, because it's just not practical to have to constantly keep dicking around with the lights every time I have to adjust for the contrast and brightness. And it would help, I think, if my camera had click stops on it instead. I mean, it was more I didn't have click stops in the actual stop, so I can go infinite aperture. Your other lens does that. The Sim lens does that. The fig-editing is terrible. Yeah. I really would rather have a lens where I can go ahead, something like the 6mm with the aperture ring. Don't they make one? They do, I think. Okay. So you could do it that way. Mm-hmm. And if I had a camera with automatic that had connections for a auto iris lens, you don't. I don't. So that's out. That's out. Well, anyway, Taylor, guys, me and Michelle, I gotta go, and it's about. By the way, Michelle, would you consider, just for sake of argument, would you consider trying out the T-Mobile Play with Binge on and possibly release Frontier with it? Maybe. I don't know yet. I have to think about it. Maybe I would. It's just, the thing is, it's just not only internet that I need. I need a plan for voice as well. So the problem is that means that I would have to consider doing more than just dropping the internet. You'd have to drop some home lines too. The home phones, some of them anyway, you'd have to drop at least one, maybe two lines. Yeah, it's not really a very comfortable, proposition for me at all. I'm really not comfortable with that. Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll come up with something in the near future. By the way, don't forget, guys, Ask Us Anything will be Friday. I might as well remind you. So you have to get your questions in by Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. In addition to that, don't forget that the Soup Kitchen will be having its Thanksgiving dinner on Friday, the 20th of November. Okay, it's open to the public. You can all come to it. There's no charge. And I will be there with Lemmy, and we will, of course, we'd wanted to stream it live, but we don't have the data to do it. Not now, anyway. Not now. So, I mean, we don't know what the future's going to hold with that, but it's a great idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. No. But maybe next month we can stream Yule. Well, yeah, the thing is, though, is Yule, sure, because that's in-house, but what about the Soup Kitchen congregation? If there is one, this Christmas Day is the day after Yule. Right, and it's going to be on the 22nd. Thank you very much for reminding me. Of December. Well, Soup Kitchen will be having its Christmas dinner. You're probably saying this, why are they doing a week before Christmas? Well, because just like Thanksgiving is because the families themselves want to be able to have Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners with their own families. And it's been that way for the Open Door Soup Kitchen for a long time. So the point is that you guys, as I said, are more than cordially invited to partake of those things. You know what I really kind of wish? Remember a couple of years ago when Kelly's Kitchen was doing the Christmas Day meal? And when you and I went, we had a great time. And I remember that we spent a lot of good time after that meal enjoying and some emotional freedom. But why is not Kelly doing it anymore? I don't know if she's not. I think originally she told me that there was some debate if whether it was going to be sponsored by somebody else, and they didn't really need her to do it. I don't think it should matter. I mean, it's a business. She has her right. It's her own restaurant. If she wants to support Christmas meal for the community as she was doing, it shouldn't matter if somebody else said they'll do it. It's her business. It's her right to do it if she wants to. That's true. Or maybe she doesn't want to. I don't know. I'll have to find out from someone about Kelly's Kitchen. Anyway, you guys, we're going to let you go. As I said, we're going to be going back to the other studio for the time being, because this home is going to be very difficult to work with because of the because the cat's in the way. Well, cat's not the problem, but he's in the way. Yeah. But at least it makes me feel a little bit better. As far as the medical doctor's statement goes, I wouldn't sweat over it, Michelle, because first of all, he's, like you said, like I said too, one blood result does not make a diabetic, okay? And I don't know why he would go by one blood result, but he did do a blood result in the office one time, and it was pretty close to 100 milligrams per deciliter. 100 milligrams per deciliter. That was after you had eaten a meal that day. So what I'm saying is how can you say, based on what limited data, he's got more blood work on you than most people do. He didn't see it as a developing trend, but I don't know. I don't know either. Okay, but there's things that we gotta do. By the way, one of the things I wanted to mention real quick is I mentioned this on that video I did with the T-Mobile and the phones business. I forgot to mention something. Yeah, I am seriously thinking about getting a BlackBerry. Not the Priv one or Prive, which first of all, it's really kind of expensive, and second of all, Android phones are notorious for not being the most efficient for power usage. And third of all, it's not a classic BlackBerry. Keyboard is more of that of there's a BlackBerry, but it's more in some ways more like the Passport. It's gargantuan. It's huge. Whereas the BlackBerry Passport keyboard is not, have a little drawer it slides into. The Priv does. I don't want that. I want a keyboard. I can type on. A keyboard that helps me to get my messages. A keyboard that helps me get notes. And something that's built into my phone and it's not too cluttering, space consuming, and all that. By the way, how's his ear doing? Waxed out like always. Yuck. You gotta fix that ear. I gotta fix my own ears. Never mind his ears. I gotta work on both ears. I gotta work on my ears and his ears. Your ear was cleaned out recently. You haven't Q-tipped his. Yeah, I know. Alright. That's another topic. Alright, guys, that's a wrap. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, did you know there's a lot more going on right now at our websites? Are you watching all 4 of them? If not, check them out. There's a list right here. We got 3 YouTube channels and 1 audio-only channel for your enjoyment. So come on and dig in and see all the stuff we do here at the North American Snow Queen Palace.